Welcome back to another exciting episode of Rake Your Position, episode number 10. I'm Aaron, the host.
I was waiting for somebody to do it. I am Joe, the groundskeeper. I said a war. What is it good for? Stay tuned later to see. Stay tuned later to see.
Jay Lee the Roller.
I'm Corey, the stat man / bleacher bum.
Gotta be careful when you're in the bleachers.
Dude,
Watch out for cups.
you get on Barstool and you get in the background of all the fight videos.
And you
I'm trying to get
can't
my surprise
repeat what
ready.
has been said.
I'm stalling for my surprise.
Well, let me give a quick story while you're stalling.
Go
So when was that? Last Saturday, in Springfield, they had the Legends game, which
Yeah, thanks for the invite. I live 10 minutes away from that.
wow, that was a curveball. I use the term Legends loosely. I got 4 tickets to the game on Saturday. They gave them away. Anybody wants to go or
No,
wants them?
don't want to go now.
Anyway, let me show off my
1, 2, 3, 4. Huh.
my memorabilia that I got. This here, the legend of Kyle Farnsworth signed.
Jacked.
That's big money. He's a professional bodybuilder now. I shook his hand and he like shook my whole arm.
Just picks Joe up and down.
This is Andy Van Slyke.
Okay.
He did not play.
Andy Van Slyke is my favorite player. I can tell you why later.
Ray Langford, rookie card signed. That's worth minimum 10 grand.
I doubt it.
Still sweet swing. Cooney, you'll like this one. Brian Jordan was there.
Yeah, my first autograph.
He
Looks like he's out in that picture.
He's not even touching the bag.
Yeah, he's out.
Best two-sport athlete.
He was really
in the world.
cool. Yeah, they talked about him playing football and whatnot.
Most successful, I guess. Probably
Giovanni Soto was there.
Cubs Rookie of the Year.
this is a Cubs Cardinals game, and they can't even get you Cubs and Cardinals cards.
No. Shout out to Sean Myers. He gave me the cards because I didn't have any. So no,
okay.
I'm very happy with the cards.
Gotcha.
Nope. And then I think we did this guy on War like right before. Old man Jamie Moyer.
Nice.
Baltimore Orioles. That dude looked like he was walking on 3 fake hips, and I think he left halfway through the game.
That's how I pitched.
But that was a lot of fun, and just fun to see baseball.
All right. What are we doing this episode? Aaron?
All righty, guys. Well, I got a special surprise not in your agenda for you guys. This is our 10th episode. So I thought we could sing happy birthday to the pod. So on the count of 3, Joseph, you're our resident singer. Can you sing for us? Happy birthday.
Everybody's got to join in, but yes.
Yeah, we will.
Start
Yeah,
us off.
go ahead and set it. I don't want to catch my beard on fire. That'd be fun.
Yeah, that's
That'd
why
be
you're
good,
And
pod.
a 1 and a 2 and a happy
birthday
to you. Happy
Okay, let's not.
Birthday
On the count of 3,
to us.
guys.
Happy
Happy birthday
to
Rake Your Position.
Happy
birthday
to
us.
It's not really a birthday though.
Wouldn't it be 52? Our 52nd episode? But that's not
But
important.
it's 10. Okay, so blow out the candles, guys.
Wow.
Good
Everybody,
job, guys.
everybody has now
So-
turned off the podcast.
So when do I get?
I'll
my
just edit that out.
slice of
Slightly
that?
cringe.
Or-
Welcome to Rake Your Position. It's another exciting episode. Alrighty. Hey, so we are doing something special tonight. We've got this extra Wednesday in the month of May, and it's our 10th episode. So we thought we would we would each come up with a fun top 10 list to celebrate 10 weeks of Rake Your Position. And so I guess I get to go first, and I am wearing my favorite jersey of all time, Atlanta Braves, Chipper Jones, number 10. So it's very fitting for this. So I'm going to share with you guys my top 10 number 10s of all times. Here we go. Can you guys see my screen? Look at that fancy PowerPoint. Are you ready for this?
Do.
I've
wonder
got
who
some
number one is.
stats. Yeah. Oh, let's take bets. Let's see. Got some stats for you guys. Got some fun. There's a lot of Cubs on there, a couple Cardinals, one
Okay.
Brave. Spoiler. And let's just go through it. See what you guys think. If it'll work. Number 10, got a manager on here, Sparky Anderson. His career record managing 2,194 wins with a 54 winning percentage. Managed 26 years, 9 with Cincinnati, 17 with Detroit, 3 World Series titles, and 75 and 76 with Cincy, and an 84 with Detroit. It's weird seeing World Series titles and those teams associated together because it's been a minute.
You were almost alive in 1984.
I was almost alive. Wait, we won't go any further about that. I'll talk about my parents. That's kind of weird. All right, here we go. Here's all the
Hey.
10s. Number 9, Tony La Russa, 2,884 wins. Winning percentage not quite the same, but still over 500. Managed 35 years. Look at this, guys. This is the guy I was talking about. 10 years in Oakland. He went back, got 2 more for Chicago to make 10 years with the White Sox. It's like it was meant to be. He even took 10 years off before coming back to the White Sox for this very reason right here. So he could be a sweet number 9 here. 3 World Series titles, 89 with Oakland.
So where's Sparky and Tony on the all-time coach wins list? You know?
Excellent question. Is not Tony number 1? Didn't he?
He's like, I thought Sparky was like top 3, and Tony's way ahead of him. So he very well may be. Yeah.
We got a
That
stat
wasn't-
man here for a reason. Corey.
That wasn't my list. Corey, look
Connie
that up,
Mack
bud.
is leading with 3,731. Tony is second.
Tony said.
Your record is not matching up what Wikipedia has, so I'm not sure. we're
Okay,
gonna have
so
to-
there was a discrepancy. Wikipedia said 2,900 something.
Yeah,
Baseball
Spark-
Reference says 2,800.
Sparky is second. It might include
Postseason.
season.
Yeah, that's true. Baseball Reference had the lower number, so I trusted that.
Okay, that's probably what I would do as well. Sparky is sixth.
Sparky's 6. Oh, okay. There we go. Thanks, Corey.
according to
Statman.
Wikipedia.
Well, we all know what that means. All right. So we got 2 managers right off the bat. They both wore number 10. Their number 10s are retired by many organizations there. So now we're moving into our first player in the 8th slot, and that is Michael Young. Now, I did have a list of all the number 10s that were worn by Hall of Famers, but a lot of those guys that are in the Hall of Fame maybe like wore number 10 for like a single year or 2. And so Michael Young, his number 10 is actually retired by Texas Rangers. I always enjoyed watching him. Just seemed to do everything up well above average, and had some great peak years. But his career WAR, I was surprised, was that low, 24.7. But was number 10 for 13 of 14 years. Like I said, is retired by the Rangers, over 2,000 hits, over 1,000 RBIs, 7-time All-Star, 1-time Gold Glove, batting title, and an All-Star Game MVP.
Yeah,
More
Great player.
hits than I thought he had.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought he had quite a few hits, and I was surprised his WAR was so low. His defense may not have rated out so low.
got a gold
All
glove
right.
out of it though.
He did. Number 7, Adam Jones. Career WAR of 32.6. He also wore number 10, 13 out of 14 years. His rookie year with the Mariners, he was like 26 or something like that. So he wore number 10 with the Mariners, and of course with the Orioles. Almost 2,000 hits, almost 300 homers, almost 1,000 RBIs. But he was a lot of fun to watch. Seemed to always make the highlight reels against the fence. Like he seemed to be great.
Mhm. That WBC catcher is one of the best catchers.
Yeah. Seemed to be great at the warning track. 5 All-Stars, 4 Gold Gloves, and a Silver Slugger.
Shows you what Gold Gloves does for career WAR too.
Yeah, defense matters definitely. And he even came up as an infielder. Like he was an infielder prospect for the Mariners, and to seamlessly go out to center field, no issue. Get in some retired players. Phil Rizzuto. Now his career WAR is 42.1, which is a little bit low, but you see there he missed his age 25, 26, and 27 seasons while serving in the U.S. Navy during World War II. So he missed 3 prime years. Wore number 10 all 13 years of his career. He is in the Hall of Fame, 1-time MVP, 5-time All-Star, 7-time World Series champ, and 1-time Major League Player of the Year, which is not an award anymore, but it's pretty cool.
I also heard he made a mean rigatoni.
All right. More reasons why Italians will never come on our show.
And Billy Madison struggles to spell his last name as well.
That's great. Getting into some Cardinals here. So here you go, guys.
My-
First off, sweet unibrow. Johnny Mize, career WAR of 70.6. And I've always heard this name. You hear the name mentioned a lot when we listen to broadcasts, especially Cardinal stuff. But I was not that familiar with his career, and maybe you guys know more about him than I do. But he wore number 10 for his first 6 years with the Cardinals, and that's the only time he ever wore number 10. So that's why he's only fifth, because the guys ahead of him were number 10 for the majority of their career. However, while he was with the Cardinals for those 6 seasons, wearing number 10, his OPS was over 1,000 for 6 seasons. And then he too went to serve in the war for 3 years, and he was 30, 31, and 32. So he OPS 1,000 for 6 years, went to the war, came back, OPS like 900 after that, slacker. But when he came back as a New York Giant, and he never wore number 10 again. So that's why he's only number 5.
See the place kicker?
No. Hall of Fame, 10-time All-Star, 5-time World Series champ, and of course a batting title.
Corey,
any Johnny Mize?
I don't have anything additional to add to old Mr. Johnny Mize, but Corey, a good project for you would be to take some of these Hall of Famers and like add in their years that they served in the armed forces and see like where they would end up without that missed time,
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of the legends served in the 40s.
If you can get on that, Corey, go ahead and jump off the pod.
And when
I'll see you guys later.
Like I told you guys, I pivoted to this because I was originally going to do the top 10 comebacks, and I was looking at people that missed multiple seasons in the middle of their career and still came back and productive. I thought it'd be more fun with like injured players that missed a lot of time, because Mike Soroka and Trinan both came back. Blake, thank you. Blake wasn't out that long, but he beat cancer, so that's pretty sweet. So some cool comeback stories in the bigs right now, but most of them would have been these Hall of Famers like Ted Williams, Johnny Mize, and others that missed a big chunk of their prime. So yeah, it would be crazy to see where they'd be, because I mean, would he have stayed a Cardinal? Would he have slowed down those 3 years? He could be close to 100 WAR if he put up 10 each year.
Did you see Hendricks pitch the other day?
Oh, Liam Hendricks. There you go. That's the name I was looking for.
Yeah, I was wondering
that-
where you were.
Sorry.
Okay.
Liam Hendricks. Yeah.
We got there.
Yeah, we got there. Thanks, groundskeeper. All right, moving up to number 4. These last couple guys had a lot more years as number 10 for the respective teams. So we got Andre Dawson, career WAR 94.8, WAR number 10,
64.
11 year 64. Excuse me, 64.8, WAR number 10, 11 years with the Expos and 2 years in Boston. Almost 3,000 hits, 1,500 RBIs, Hall of Fame, 1 MVP, Rookie of the Year, Home Run Derby champ. Don't want to leave that out. 8-time All-Star, 8-time Gold Glove, 4-time Silver Slugger. And he spent some time on them Cubbies.
I didn't realize his glove is as good as it seems like it was. So
I think he was known for his arm more than anything. I think the reputation, because he played before he could really quantify defensive value like we do now. So he had the reputation of
That's a heck of a career.
Yeah.
314 stolen bases too.
Yep. All right, getting to our top 3. Let's see who we got. Ron Santo. There he is. 70.5 WAR number 10, 14 of 15 years. His rookie year, he had a different number. I think it was 16 maybe. 13 years on the Cubs, and then his final year was on the White Sox, but he still wore number 10. Over 2,000 hits, over 1,000 RBIs, 342 homers. Hall of Famer, 9-time All-Star, 5-time Gold Glove. And I remember him as a broadcaster, obviously not as a player, but beloved hero there in Chicago. Rest in peace.
Yeah, I know. He said that he always preferred the White Sox those years over the Cubs.
That 1 year, the South Side was.
While we're on Cubs and jersey numbers, this is gonna skew a little bit here, but I don't know if you guys saw that the Cubs gave away Billy Williams bobbleheads, and they had the jersey number as 1, which was not his jersey number, and so they sent out an email to basically anybody who had tickets to that game and said, you can get a new one. It'll be next season, because that's how long it takes to make these bobbleheads.
So
I don't know how you
Ridiculous.
messed that up.
I don't
Like,
know. Some
maybe
like
you're
does
just putting
nobody
one
know?
on it because we're the Cubs. We're number one, but you gotta put. He's that's like not putting 5 on a Pujols or not putting 10 on a Chipper. Like, what are you
Yeah.
doing, guys?
It's ridiculous.
Wait,
Oh my gosh.
when you said Billy Williams, I went to Billy D. Williams and thought that they were giving away
Yes,
bobbleheads.
yes,
of
I want
Star
that
Wars.
bobblehead.
Is
Harvey,
that
I
I
the
was
want a
like, why
Harvey
are the
Dent
Cubs?
Billy
Who cares
D.
what they put
Williams.
on that jersey?
is that the ice
I got
cream
you.
maker guy?
Yeah,
Billy D. All righty. Speaking of Chipper Jones, coming in at number
Ooh.
2, and I know that shocks
M.
everybody.
Night Shyamalan plot twist.
Yeah, who could possibly be number 1 on my top 10? Career WAR of 85.3, WAR number 10 for all but 8 games. He debuted in 93 and WAR number 16 for the 8 games in 93. Almost 3,000 hits, 468 homers, 1,600 RBIs, 930 OPS, Hall of Fame, 99 MVP, 95 World Series champ, 8-time All-Star, 2-time Silver Slugger, and a batting title at the ripe old age of 36, where he hit 364. I just missed it, guys. I almost could hit 364 in the majors. I'm too old
He's
now.
only got one MVP.
Yeah, and he wasn't even an All-Star that year.
Good
Yeah.
second half, I guess.
Yeah, he destroyed the Mets the second half. That's when the Larry chant started. Larry Wayne Jones Jr.
10 is also the number of pixels in this picture that you put in here of him.
Yeah, you like that?
Yeah.
I tried to get
That's
official 1999 MVP picture there. He sent it to me last
Gotcha.
night.
Oh,
Yeah.
personally, yeah.
on his
Yeah.
Nokia phone.
no dip.
It was a BlackBerry, yeah. So it's hard to
Okay.
keep him off there. But we tried to be authentic here at Rake Your Position, and we're talking 1999 MVP.
Mhm.
So any predictions on who might be number 1? You guys know your number 10?
Man, no, I'm so bad with numbers. Like, if you hadn't said Pujols is number 5 earlier, I would have said he was number.
I know
8.
we've talked about this a lot, and it amazes me. What was Yadier Molina's number, Joseph?
3.
guys-
I'm horrible with numbers.
You're
course-
lying.
of
You're
course he's
lying.
a
You're
catcher.
making.
No,
you're
I
making
I
this up.
swear.
We've talked about this so much. What was
Molina,
Ozzy? He knows
12?
Ozzy's.
I don't know. Ozzy's number 1. That's
Yeah, he
easy.
knows
He's my
Ozzy's.
favorite player.
That's it.
That's it, man.
I've made fun of you before for this.
I'm gonna guess that you just copy and pasted to number 1. It's Chipper Jones
Chipper
again.
Jones number 1 also. I can't be biased here. Like, this next guy also wore number 10 his whole career, and dominated Chipper and more. So I had to put him number 1. And it is Lefty Grove.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah, of course,
Everybody's
the
favorite
old
number
lefty,
10.
nickname righty, 106.8 WAR number 10 for all 17 seasons, even as a rookie. 300 wins exactly. I thought that was funny. 306 ERA, just over 2,000 Ks, but he's one of those old timers that started all the time, racked up innings. So I didn't put all that on there, but it's just his stats are crazy. Hall of Fame, 1-time MVP, 2-time Triple Crown winner for the pitching side, 6-time All-Star, 2-time World Series champ, 9 times led the league in ERA.
Is there any... Go ahead, Jen.
No, I just saying, dang.
Yeah, dang. He's clearly the number 1. Chipper, clearly number 2. And that's where we're at.
Is there any chance he's also related to Joe?
Joe Grove?
Yeah, I just I don't know if there's any sort of
No,
I've
I've
checked
checked the lineage.
wasn't
It's not
born.
there.
Yeah,
Okay.
a different part of the Caucasus. All
that's
right,
pretty
there you
cool.
go, guys.
Yeah.
I like it.
Top
Nice.
10
That's
number
good.
10s.
Definitely
Somebody
First
didn't
episode
think
of Rake Your Position.
anybody would top Chipper Jones for you, but I'm proud of you.
Yeah, good for
Thank
you.
You're
I did
growing
my
up.
research, guys. Here's all the other guys. Oh, I'm gonna keep that secret. I might use
Yeah,
some
any
of these
runner
guys.
ups?
One list had Joe Morgan, and every time I looked, I'm like, he didn't wear number 10, so that list was wrong. Yeah, the most recent guys like Evan Longoria. I was trying to find some more active players. Evan Longoria wore number 10 when he was with the Diamondbacks, Giants,
Giants.
for
Yeah.
4 years. So his career WAR is at 57, so he wouldn't have made the list, but it was only 4
Well,
years.
let me just take that off my list for the war game.
Yeah. And then Matt Williams and Steve Finley both wore number 10 at some point, but not very much. So that's why Michael Young snuck on there with only 24.7 WAR because he actually wore the number. And it's actually retired by his home team. So
I've no problem with Michael Young being on that list.
yeah, I was just surprised his WAR so low.
Yeah.
So there you go, guys. Thanks for taking that ride with me.
Yeah. Let's Jared, you want to kick off yours?
Yes. So mine is we're gonna do jerseys, guys. Top 10 jerseys, and I got some
Jay Lee, why don't
notables.
you tell the listeners what you're wearing today?
For the people that aren't viewing, it is one of the greatest of all time, Mr. Roberto Clemente. I think I've told this story, but Coach Allen said that I played just like him. So shout out to Coach Allen. Don't really know what he meant by that, but
I do.
all right, we'll save that for a different time. So this list, I found this list and then I kind of agreed with it. And that's why I also put some notables, some people who like jerseys that weren't mentioned that I'm like, oh, they should probably be mentioned. So I'm going to go from 10 and down. And I do not have a PowerPoint, so I apologize to all the viewers out there, but we're going to kick it off and then I'll kind of run through this and then we can stop at questions, comments, concerns, anything. So kicking it off, we have the Kelly Green jerseys at number 10. So for me, that one just sticks right out. I mean, the yellow lettering with the bright green. I am going to be kind of sad to see Oakland leave, if I'm being honest. But yes.
Do you hope that they keep it then? You want them to stay the Athletics and keep the green, or are you wanting them just to rebrand and forget what's going on?
Just go to Vegas and forget. Don't do that to the fans.
Yeah.
Don't let that be a reminder.
I agree.
I mean, they kept the Raiders though, right?
I feel like there's a lot of history with the Athletics, and it's just unfortunate with what's happening there. So yeah, I mean, I think if you're taking Athletics out of Oakland, you got to change it to something else. And I guess the Raiders, there was a strong
Raiders
opinion about them.
moved all the time, so
yeah. I don't know. I mean, if they do, cool, but I just feel like it'd be more of a slap in the face.
Agreed.
All right, coming in at number 9, we have the Brooklyn Dodgers. And not the normal Dodgers. Apparently, this one was a darker white color jersey than apparently to what you see the Dodgers wearing now. So probably more like a cream color, I would assume, compared to like the
sucker for cream and baby blue.
Like would this be are you saying like a wool jersey?
Yeah.
Like, okay,
that'd be brutal.
I can picture that now. Okay.
Yep. I should have wrote the years down, but I think it was close to. I wrote some of the years down for these jerseys, but I don't know I didn't for all of them.
Jackie's time.
Yeah, I would say so.
Jackie
coming in number 8, before they were called cheaters all the time, we have the Astros with the rainbow jersey. I actually always liked that one. That one was super cool to me. I mean, Nolan Ryan, I think you kind of picture him wearing it most of the time and all that fun stuff. This one I kind of wish was higher. It's higher in my books just because I love these colors, but the Diamondbacks purple and teal with the cutoff sleeves and the purple underneath, I've always been a big fan of that one. I mean, obviously, like the World Series team, I feel like wore it a lot.
That's immediately what I thought of when you said it. Yep.
And this one surprised me, and then I went and looked at it, and I liked it a lot. I also forgot that this became a different team, but the Montreal Expos road jersey, the gray, and then like with the bright blue and red, super, super nice. And then number 6, number 5. Tell me if I'm going too fast for you guys. It seems like you guys are trying to look these up as we go.
I'm looking them up to share a little bit.
I'm Googling
later.
them over here.
Number 5, when I saw this, I'm like, I don't know about this, but then I actually looked at it, and it's actually it was like 1980 something to current Detroit Tigers road jersey.
Let me see this.
So I think it's the gray with I think it's the navy blue lettering or black lettering with the orange outline on the lettering.
Oh yeah.
Just kind of sticks out. Super nice. So that one I was like, I don't know about that one, but then I looked at it and I'm like, okay, that makes perfect sense. Number 4, I love this one. the Pirates yellow. They wore it in 77 to 84. And I actually like the pullover, kind of like how this one is, and not the button up. That's also the kind of style of it.
Oh yeah.
Do you take away points or give points for the hats they had? What are your those yellow
Oh, you
hats
give.
with the black stripes?
I think you give them points. I think
Oh
it's
man,
I'm giving the big thumbs.
yeah,
I'm looking at it right
Dude,
now.
I don't
I
know. I
struggle
think
with the
it's-
hats.
I
I think
think
if they
it's-
would have done
yeah,
a
no,
black
I'm-
hat
I'm
with
with it.
yellow stripes, it would have been
I
better.
like your hat, Jay Lee, but this looks like
Yeah, their yellow hats were. Whew. We are family Pirates jerseys.
The yellow hats. I thought they wore the black hats with that, but it was more like a square box hat, is what I read.
yeah,
Mhm.
that's what I'm
Yeah,
looking
it's
at.
it's like
It's black, but it's got yellow lines across.
Looks like the
right?
it's
butt
like a
of a
box
bumblebee.
though.
Yeah. What was that?
Looks like the
It's-
butt of a bumblebee.
It's
Okay.
Oh wow, I
man,
just came
funny.
across another one that's even worse. It's got stars on it.
the
I don't know. I think it's pretty good. It's like a conductor's hat, like a train conductor hat.
That's it. Yeah, that's what I thought of.
okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was picturing. They're still ugly. I was picturing
Wow.
there. I was picturing the yellow with black, but they were black with yellow. But yeah, they don't look like hats. Like it makes it
They
look like
don't-
they're shaped differently.
It's a hat. Anything that goes on your head is a hat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You got a
that's a
hat.
hat. That's
Perfect.
a hat.
Great job,
Two
guys.
hats. All right, where was I? Oh yeah, number 3. This one, I think I wanted to put it higher, but I'm okay with where it landed. I don't know. These next 3, I think, are actually like probably I would consider iconic. I don't think you think of baseball without thinking of these jerseys, but the number 3 is the powder blue Cardinals.
Mm.
Or any Cardinals. I think that is a jersey that's been around for a minute.
Birds on the bat, baby.
Birds on the bat's it's a pretty cool logo. But then at number 2, you got the Yankee pinstripe, simple, plain, but it's been, around for ever.
Iconic, right? That's
Yeah.
Mhm.
Exactly. Iconic.
Let me guess number 1 when you get there, but go ahead.
Yeah, no, I think it's hard to vote. Like, to me, the Yankees coming in number 2, I was actually kind of surprised, but it makes sense. And number 1, I can tell you, I'm not gonna say yet, Skip. I'm just gonna give a little description. I was super surprised by it until I looked it up, and I will agree with it. But go ahead, Skip. What do you think?
It's England's jerseys from the WBC.
All right.
Yep.
Well, moving on. Go ahead, Corey. You're up. No, I'm kidding. I'm actually gonna get this thrown back up for me so I can look at it with you guys real quick.
I'm gonna get ready to not agree with this. Go ahead.
Oh my god.
You're not going to agree with it.
I'm
but-
guessing because it should have been on there. I don't think it's number 1, but I'm surprised it's not in the top 10. Are the Marlins original jerseys?
No. No.
They're so
way.
sweet.
Mm-mm.
It's got to be another old team, but
I'm gonna tell you. I wrote down the years so you guys can look at it yourself.
I'm thinking like logos, like the old Milwaukee Brewers, like
I know, I was looking at that too.
MB, but I don't know what the
No.
jerseys were.
Here you go. It's gonna divide this pod, I think, in a good way. It is
Alright.
the Throwback Road 1976 to 1979 Atlanta Braves.
I heard the 76. I knew it was coming.
Look at this jersey.
That's fair.
And
It's the Hank
I
Aaron's.
can say, yeah. It was
Yeah,
tough for me to not.
I can go ahead and say no on that.
I didn't want
know
to
you
say
can.
that because you guys be like, "Oh, just picking the Braves," but
No, it's a beautiful jersey. Looking at it, I'm probably like, I might have to buy me one of these.
Is this
they actually asked Hank Aaron for input on it too.
it just says Atlanta across the front.
There's the
Color,
feather,
man.
the color, and the feather.
The font of the Atlanta.
It's make sure you're not looking at the City Connect jerseys because that's a cheap ripoff.
Okay, I see the feathers here now.
Yeah, I've got
Number
I've got the
one,
hat
dude.
with the
Number one.
No.
Okay, well,
I gotta share this real quick though.
Go
I mean,
ahead.
of course it's Jazz Chisholm, but like that teal with the pinstripe,
I love
teal
the
pinstripe.
colors.
Like if you're gonna go Yankees, that's better than the Yankees.
no.
Yeah,
Eh,
this list's wrong.
you're wrong. Anyway, I'll run
Okay,
through my
fair enough.
notables. I'll run through my notables real quick, and then any ones that I didn't mention, you guys mentioned that you want to talk about. Obviously, Aaron did with the Marlins, but um, the first one I wrote down was the Phillies powder blue. I love that one as well.
Hmm.
With the, I guess it's more of a, on that one's more of a maroon in the Phillies color, or is it still red?
Yeah, they had some maroon
Yeah.
Pretty
for
I
a
think
dark
the
while.
maroon.
writing is like maroon.
Yeah.
The old school Devil Rays. I wanted to put that one in there. That one just screams nostalgic to me. Uh, any Orioles jersey, just because I'm a huge fan of orange. The California Angels. That one was really cool.
Mhm. Like the vests.
Mhm.
Yeah. Those are good.
The Royals powder blue as well.
Yep.
And then the other one I wrote down that I saw, and I'm like, I forgot completely about this jersey. And I hate to say that I like it, but I do. It's the Chicago Cubs. It was like an alternate jersey where it was mainly blue, and like the C was, the giant C was red, and like the Cub was inside of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Oh yeah.
I like that one a lot. So those are the notables I had, but feel free to any ones I didn't mention there, guys. I'd love to hear your input, your insight, or any ones that you're like, I really like this one, or I hated this one.
I was telling you guys before the podcast, Cooney, I don't think you were quite here, that today I had a Baltimore Orioles jersey in my hand that I was gonna wear because I think they're pretty sweet.
Mm-hmm.
And I just happen to like birds, but it was a 2X.
I mean,
I'm
like
like,
that's just so
yeah. Yeah, I like
glorious.
it a lot. I like it a lot. But I put it back. So cool story, huh?
Yeah.
Because it was a 2X. You're not a 2X.
I know, but I don't know.
Do you remember, Joe? You might remember this better than the other guys because they're a little younger. But do you remember when MLB tried the futuristic jerseys and how atrocious they were?
Mm-hmm.
I'm pulling up
Or
Griffey right now, which I don't think that's a real picture. I guess that is. Griffey's got a fat tat on his arm. Does he always have fat tat? I don't know if that's him. All right.
Who else would it
I
be?
don't think I
Bad
remember this at
Photoshop.
all.
Those jerseys.
No.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
And Albert Bell. I'm trying to find Albert Bell. I can't remember if he was on Baltimore or if he was in Chicago at the time. But they all went sleeveless. They were atrocious, late 90s. And every single one of them were just ugly, every team.
And that's I read that story about that you're pulling up about Griffey. That's a fake tattoo of his swing, the silhouette of his swing that he put on for whatever they were
Are you
promoting that
serious?
jersey.
Like a
Mhm.
Michael Jordan thing?
That's funny. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's like his where he's like
That's cool.
his follow through.
I don't remember this at all. Is that where the Diamondbacks thing came from?
No,
That's different.
this was everybody had the. I don't know if everybody had them, but
I thought the Mariners brought him back for like a game recently.
yeah, I think
It's
so.
I think like as far as Chicago teams, the White Sox have always had better jerseys than the Cubs. Like just like the white and black is good. The old throwbacks of where it just
Yeah.
says Sox and like the
Black always just looks good on those Chicago
horizontal stripes. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, is this futuristic? That's what I'm looking at. The Pirates have like the giant pirate.
Yeah.
You
I'm seeing that too.
And
The yellow
it's
are the
the
yellow?
Colors are awful.
No, it's the giant pirate. It's red, yellow, and then black
Those were
and yellow.
futuristic. Those were just a bad choice.
Those
Like
are
the
garbage.
Braves' first red jerseys were just atrocious. Like we need a third alternate jersey so people buy stuff, and nobody wanted to buy them.
Look
I've
at
got a good one here for you. I've never seen these. Johnny Damon modeling this Kansas City yellow. Look at that ugly thing.
Oh, that is gross.
Don't talk
It's-
about Johnny like that. That's pretty rude.
Well, you don't recognize him without his beard too. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Google Milwaukee Brewers futuristic jersey. What were they called? Turn ahead the clock.
Oh, okay, there you go. Yeah.
Man, how would you like to wear that? Turn ahead the clock, Milwaukee Brewers. Listeners, look that up when you get a chance. It just makes you
The keg man.
Yeah, I think that's what that is.
I've never seen that.
Dude,
Is it a
these are gross.
is it corn? Like or wheat? What is that?
It's a
I
keg.
think it's
Oh,
a
there it
keg,
goes.
Yeah.
It wasn't focusing. My pixels weren't in there. There you go. I see it now.
You wasted them all on that Chipper Jones picture.
I did. That's a joke. I've seen the pirate one. The pirate one showed up there. I've never seen that pirate jersey. This is a giant
Mm-hmm.
face.
It's
That's
just the
hilarious.
logo, yeah.
Wow, we could go
Those are
down
good.
this rabbit hole,
Yeah.
hole all day.
Yeah,
That's
What
a
go
about
ahead,
nice
Corey.
current jersey right now? What's your favorite? Because a lot of these were older.
Right now.
Yeah, a lot of these were older ones.
I mean, I think again, going back to the White Sox, considering City Connect too, the White Sox City Connect, I think is really cool.
Yeah, their Southside City Connects are spot on. I still think it's Oakland's probably.
Yeah,
And
the
I
Devil
agree.
Rays brought back the old school for like this certain.
I'm saying
games.
like a new one, not any of the retro, because the retro one's always fun. Like the
Okay.
Braves is boring; they do the same thing every time. So like I enjoyed seeing other teams get a little more creative.
I like your
Cardinals
favorite
done the same
team.
thing.
I like your favorite team, the Diamondbacks. I feel like they try to do something. They
Yeah.
got like the teal outline around.
Yeah,
the
they
red
went with
and-
that teal.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
That's nice.
want to sound like a homer, but I'm looking at everything right here. I don't see nothing better than birds on the bat, dude.
The Cardinals is just always sleek, but the baby blue. I wonder why the Cardinals are they the first ones to do it because they always get and maybe it's because where we live, but everybody did that in the '80s. Like everybody had
I
a
saw that
baby blue.
as I was looking at jerseys.
So like,
it's like
I
oh,
don't know
man.
why the Cardinals fans freak out about it so much. Because that used to be the thing. Now they go gray for road instead of baby blue.
Because we rock it the best. So
Because we win in them.
and when you're an 11-time World
Okay.
Series champion.
Oh my gosh.
All right, Corey, what do you got?
Yeah. All right. So, like I said, my top 10 is an ode to the complicated qualifier stats that you see. That if a guy's coming out, like I saw a list that had Adley Rutschman and Ted Williams on it, and it was like 3 different things that had to have happened for them to be on it. You guys are hilarious. And I wanted to name my presentation a fun thing because I just went to a college doctoral graduation. My sister-in-law graduated with a PT doctorate, and whenever
Congrats.
Yeah.
What's her name?
her name's Lexi.
Congrats, Lexi.
And she whenever they call them up to get their diplomas, sometimes they would say the titles of their research projects. And just to give you, this is actually baseball related, a hint of some of the things that they were saying. The title of one of their research projects was, I'm going to butcher this so bad, Investigating Stomatognathtic System Simulation and the Effects on Reaction Time and Balance in Baseball Players, a pilot study.
I got one of them.
I was a part of the pilot.
So
I was there.
Without further ado, my top 10.
Yes, PowerPoints.
Whenever you guys can see it.
We see it.
Is top 10 MVP runner-ups who never finished in the top 10 ever again, ranked by their defensive value in their runner-up season, a systemic review.
Wow.
All right, listeners, stay with us. We've got to.
So
Wow.
it's really good after this.
I'm sorry.
It's really good after this. I promise. But so this is
It can't go down. Like
I know. So this is guys again. So they got second in MVP voting one time. Were never in the top 10 in the rest of their careers. I went back to 1970. I found 11 people, so I got an honorable mention here. And then they're ranked obviously by their defensive value. It's a Fangraph stat that takes into
awesome.
position importance. So like center fielders rank really high, catchers rank pretty high. So anyway, to kick it off, the honorable mention is Dante Bichette. 1995 got second place to Barry Larkin. He led the NL in hits, RBIs, home runs, and slugging. Greg Maddux led the league in WAR with 9.6. Barry Larkin was actually fifth among position players with 5.9. He had a negative 24.1 Fangraphs defense value.
There it is.
Knowing all that, this is a quiz for you guys. What do you think his WAR was in 1995?
First, I'd like to point out, how did Barry Larkin win an MVP? And
Barry
then
Larkin was a stud. Don't be mad at them, Barry.
Perry Larkin was above average at best.
Hey, Barry, I'll go ahead and cancel. I know we were having you on the pod next week.
Yeah.
What was the question, Corey?
What do you think Dante Bichette's WAR was in his
I'll go
runner-up
last,
MVP season in
I think I know.
1995?
Just that 1 year?
With that
Yes, just for that 1
defensive
year.
value.
Led NL in hits, RBI, runs, and slugging.
Yep.
I'll go. You said he was second place in MVP. Barry Larkin was
MVP.
fifth among pitch played, 5.9 WAR. I'll go 6.
Jared,
5.7.
Aaron,
Negative 1.7.
he had 1.2.
Oh,
He was
I knew it was
second.
low.
He was second to last in WAR of people who received an MVP vote, and somehow got second. But again, this.
Cooney
this is
guessed. Cooney guessed a negative answer. It was still closest.
Yeah.
So
that's
I've
like-
seen a stat where he had like 50 home runs, 130 RBIs, and had negative WAR that year.
Yeah.
I didn't know if that was
Dang.
this year or not.
His
But
career WAR is horrendous.
yeah.
Also,
but-
Barry Larkin slash that year, 15 homers, 66 RBIs, 319, 394, 492.
Hey, you
As
know
a
what we're not
shortstop,
talking
when
about?
shortstops didn't hit.
You know what we're not talking about?
Wow.
People who
Very-
won MVPs.
His
Okay, my
shortstop
bad, my
competition
bad,
that
my
year was
bad.
Ozzie Smith. Okay.
Hijack.
All right, number 10, Victor Martinez, 2014.
Oh, hey.
He got second place to Mike Trout. Shocker. Mike Trout has also gotten second place so many times
I know it's
when he
ridiculous.
shouldn't have. But Victor in 2014 led the AL in OBP and OPS. Corey Kluber led the AL in WAR with 8.1. Martinez was actually 11th in position player WAR with 5.5, and he had a negative 19 Fangraphs defense value, and that's predominantly a DH.
I was gonna
he's
say, how
not-
many innings on defense
Yeah,
was
it's-
this?
so that it
19
was-
innings, negative 19 defensive value.
I think he still caught a game or two in 2014, but there's not as good of a little zinger here with the rest of these guys' WAR as far as having a little bit over 1 to be the runner up. But Victor Martinez, always a good hitter. I was surprised even that he got second. I think just because DHs don't get love, but you're not going to beat Mike Trout pretty much every year unless you're Shohei.
I can't see the year. Can I move you guys? Can I drag you? There we go.
You can
2014.
Technology. It's
I
crazy.
know, but like if it's either cover stats or cover the year, I'll cover Victor.
Well, you can get a second monitor.
I can't. You can't when you're sharing the screen. I can't do that.
Okay. Number 9, Daniel Murphy. I got a nice defensive shot of him here. He got second to Chris Bryant. Who knows where that ball's going. Led the NL in
Not
slugging.
to the first baseman.
I hope not, because he's in a weird position.
He's actually playing first, and
he's playing third, and he's underhand tossing it to the first baseman because he doesn't trust his accuracy overhand.
Sorry, Daniel. Check him off.
He received 1 first place vote, so good job, Daniel. But this is actually his first year in Washington, so they got a good guy here. And I just remember him hitting a ton of home runs in the postseason. So always good with the bat. Always made you nervous with the glove. So Daniel Murphy.
You know what they say.
You hit, you play. He was always one of those players that you look and you're like, how is this guy in the majors? To me, at least, I've never liked this guy, and I don't care if he tries to come on this pod. I will not be on the pod with him.
See you later.
Yeah, write that name off.
I mean, he looks like he should be working at like a Office Max or something. But that was probably meaner than what you said. So sorry, Daniel. Number 8, Tino Martinez.
Oh, Tino!
1997 got second to Ken Griffey Jr. Again, tough to beat, especially in 1997. Did not lead the league in anything.
Look at Clemens's WAR.
Yeah, Clemens crushed it. So Tino was actually 8th in AL position player WAR with 5.1.
Yankees.
Yeah, well, that's. I had actually a bullet point on here that said played for the Yankees, and then I took it off. So
No.
you're right there with me.
No.
Did he go to the Cardinals the next year, or was that later?
I think that was later because
Yeah, Big Mac next year. 9 days,
Yeah.
Big Mac.
Yeah.
But so Jeter actually had 5.6 .0 WAR this season, and he got like 24th in MVP voting. So I don't know what happened there, but yeah, Roger Clemens blew everybody out of the water with the 12.1. Pretty good. Maybe on roids, maybe not. You know, depends on
Who
the game.
cares? It's the
Yeah.
90s.
Put him in the Hall of Fame though. Number 7. Look at those. Look at those.
Hey,
Look at
man.
those guns,
Dude, that shirt does not fit you, bro.
He only got bigger from there.
Matt Holliday, 2007, got second place to Jimmy Rollins. Led the league in hits, RBIs, and batting average. Also had 36 home runs, so pretty good season. Albert Pujols actually led the league in WAR and got 9th in MVP voting. So, what were we doing in 2007?
The curse of always
well,
being good.
We didn't have a WAR stat in 2007.
I know, but you still like the discrepancy between leading the league in WAR and 9th in the voting. It seems still pretty significant for not having a WAR stat.
Because that's defense. We can't judge defense in 2007. Now we go back like, oh, Pujols was a good first baseman, and Matt Holliday was a horrible left fielder.
So it's interesting. So their Baseball Reference also has their kind of has a defensive kind of conglomerate that you kind of tries to push everything together into one stat. And Matt Holliday is actually above average for defense in Baseball Reference, but I looked into how Fangraphs calculate their stuff, and I liked how they did their defense value. So anyway, Matt Holliday, negative 2.6 Fangraphs defense value.
Two things on Matt Holliday real quick. One, surprised the defense value is not lower because we've all seen him play the outfield.
Yes.
And then the second one, he always reminded me of the guy on Rookie of the Year the hitter who grinds the bat down.
Ito, baby.
Like, that's how hard Matt Holliday held the bat. Like, it looked like his veins were going to bust.
Everything was violent about that swing.
And I'm just like, good Lord. Anyway, that's all I got.
Have you seen what his boy's been doing?
Oh, yeah.
Tearing it up.
Oh, yeah.
Raking.
Aaron,
I wonder if he rakes his position.
I was just wondering if there's an infield fly stat anywhere.
Okay. Yeah, moving on, Corey. There we go.
Al Cohen's in the Kansas City.
Who is this guy?
Oh,
I have a set of glasses just like that.
Look at those baseball gloves.
This is Robert Downey Jr. in Tropic Thunder.
Yep.
That's who this is. This is a guy playing a guy who looks like a guy playing baseball.
Got great sideburns, great mustache. Played all 162 games, hit 23 homers, 312, 361, 525 slash. Got second place to Rod Carew. 7th in AL position player WAR with 5.3, and he was about average. Aaron, yes?
What position did he play? I've never heard of this guy.
Oh my gosh, he was an outfielder.
You got his defensive stats. You don't know what position.
No, I did. He's an outfielder.
Oh, outfielder. Okay, thank you.
Probably left fielder, right field. But yeah,
so he's not a center fielder.
There's gonna be there's some deeper pulls in here that are fun.
Right.
But that's the thing is like I had a lot of fun actually doing this list because you came up with stuff like this guy got second, and then whatever happened after that, and it's you the guys that had a really good year or apparently got voted high, at least in the MVP, because I don't know that I would constitute or say that Dante Bichette had a really good year, but yeah. So Al Cohen's got second place in MVP voting one time. Look him up. Lonnie Smith.
Oh, mutton
Talk about sideburns.
Yeah, 1982 for the Cardinals. Also played for the Braves. He actually got second place to Dale Murphy though in 1982. Led the league in runs. He actually had more WAR than Dale Murphy, but still not anywhere close to Gary Carter's 8.6. And Gary Carter was again pretty far down the list. Nobody's giving the catchers some love, but
didn't we eat at Dale Murphy's restaurant? Yeah, it wasn't that good.
All right, Dale. Never mind.
He's one guy that might actually come on the pod because he's a nice dude. Thanks. He retweeted us that day.
Not anymore.
So it also took us. So our number 5 spot is our first guy with a positive Fangraphs defense.
Nice. That boy, Lonnie.
So it took us that long to get there. So I don't know if you guys have any fond memories of Lonnie Smith.
82. That's a World Series, right?
I think
Braves.
He might be the one that. I know he was in Braves in '91, but he may have been the guy that hit the ball that said Bream slid on. Let me look that up.
He did something cool for the Braves, but that's not what I'm talking about. So
Well,
I
you
forgot.
asked. You specifically
I
asked.
know. Well, I wanted you to tell me though.
Oh, there you go. Told you.
All right, moving on. Number 4, Kent
Herbeck.
Herbeck.
Yeah.
Got second place to a reliever, Willie Hernandez. He
What?
pitched in like
I like how
90
you have that
games.
capitalized.
Yeah, well, it's important.
Reliever.
Yeah. He did not lead the league in anything, but had, I think, pretty good stats. It's again, so here's the biggest thing, like the worst part of all of this list. Cal Ripken Jr. led the league in WAR with 10. He had 10 WAR, and he finished 27th in MVP voting in 1984. And it's just, I don't like, who's doing this? I want to go talk to the guys in 1984 and tell them all that they're.
We
Yeah.
didn't have computers, man. It was all on paper. You had to figure it out.
And
We didn't do complicated
they had to
stats.
read the papers.
We
and they're
did
like,
one RBI, one home run.
Yeah.
That's all we could do.
Ken Herbeck played first, so that's not a very highly valued defensive position, but he still did pretty good over there. And then never got top 10 MVP ever again. Number 3. So number 3 is actually the guy that I have absolutely no idea who it was, and that's Mike Greenwell. In 1988, he got second place to Jose Canseco. The guy had a great year, 7.5 WAR, so he should have been up there. Wade Boggs, his teammate, led the league in WAR actually with 8.3. He had a 5.2 Fangraphs defense value. Good mustache. There's some other pictures. I believe he also had. If he didn't have a mullet, he was awfully close. But I couldn't get. It was even hard to find pictures of Mike Greenwell that weren't, because this is just a crop of a baseball card. So Mike Greenwell had one really good year, and then I think he just didn't never again. Again, MVP runner-up, never again in the top 10.
Mustaches, mullets, they all count towards your WAR. Makes sense.
I think that's true. I've seen that in a baseball reference column, ranking the mustache and mullets. Number 2 is actually a guy who has a chance to get off this list, and he's the only one on the list that does. Javier Baez.
Hey.
Yeah, got second place to Christian Yelich in 2018. Hit 34 homers, hit 290 as a shortstop. All top 3 in WAR in 2018 in the NL were actually pitchers, with DeGrom, Nola, and Scherzer in that order. Yelich did. So again, so we're in 2018, so WAR is now a thing. So these lists make a little bit more sense. It's still hard as a pitcher to get some love, but Yelich led with 7.3 and Baez was third with 6.4, and he had 11 Fangraphs defense value. So
yeah, I can definitely see him getting back in the top 10 MVP votes.
He's the only one that has a chance, unless Al Cohen's makes a comeback.
Yes.
Maybe he got LASIK, so he doesn't need those glasses anymore.
Wow.
Sorry,
oh, man. I think you kind of talk about. I mean, I know he was a big swing and miss guy, but kind of talk about a fall from grace.
He's
starting to play better.
He's streaky, and he's been on a bit of a cold one since he went to Detroit.
Big streak.
Yeah, I mean, it is colder in Detroit, I think. So maybe it's just he's a Puerto Rican guy, would like it to be a little bit warmer. But
show me the money.
Hey, I mean, that's
show me.
You want to talk about
2 outs.
all of the Cubs?
I think he's only played in cold areas: Chicago, New York, and Detroit.
Well,
so
that's not important.
That breaks the narrative.
Yeah, that doesn't follow my story. All right, and the number 1 defensive ranked MVP runner-up who never got a 10th place or better finish the rest of his career, Jacoby Ellsbury.
Oh,
2011.
Nice.
Got second place to Justin Verlander. He had a 30-30 season. So good. Tied for the lead league in position players with Jose Bautista and Ward with 8.3. And then in 2017, he vanished. And he is never heard from again. He's hanging out with Jimmy Hoffa. Actually,
Wow.
I hope Jacoby's still alive.
Wow. Jacoby, please come on the pod just so we know if you're alive.
Yeah, can you just check in, please? Please call us so we can check in and see how you're doing. But the guy was awesome. Center fielder,
Mhm.
hit for power, stole bases.
He hit for power 1 year. Let's ease on the power. But he had 31 WAR. That's crazy.
Oh, it's like him, Grady Sizemore. Like, I feel like you got to kind of have the same conversation about both those guys of just these guys that have great potential that just couldn't stay on the field.
Well, but Grady got hurt. I'm looking at Ellsbury right now. So at 27 years old, 158 games. That's 32 homers, massive season. That's the year you're talking about.
Yeah.
Next year was hurt 74 games, but then he played 134. Then he played 149. He played 100 5 straight years after that, at least twice in the 140s. And didn't come close.
Well, that New York pressure, I guess, got to him. But
that's crazy.
He's a great player, and I wish he could have kept going. He was a lot of fun to watch. And again,
Agreed.
Jacoby, please shoot me a DM or email us at rakeyourposition@gmail.com and just let us know that you're doing okay.
Just say hello.
If you need somebody to talk to, we're here for you, man.
Yeah, maybe not Joe, but maybe the rest of us.
Yeah, maybe if Joe's on a work trip, you can come and groundskeep for us. But anyway, I don't know if you guys
position to fill.
I don't know if you want to touch base on any of those guys, but that was my fun little deep dive.
I like it.
Into, again, people that got second place in MVP and never did anywhere near that good again. So
thank you, Corey.
And they were like, just think if they would have got first, you know.
Yeah, this would be the the PowerPoint for people who got first one time and never got voted again.
That's true. That could be another thing.
There you go.
I thought this was more fun.
That's cool. So, Mike Greenwell, I actually remember from playing Triple Play 96 on my Sega Genesis. He was pretty good on that game, hit homers. And he has a career 831 OPS. But you didn't play very much, so I don't know what's going on there.
Yeah, like his career was, I thought it was like 8 or 9 years or something like that. Like it wasn't
12. Yeah, 12.
12? Okay. Well.
But yeah, never played. I mean, it must have been hurt a lot. Career 303 hitter, but yeah, never played full seasons. Lonnie Smith, this is great. What year? I got to find. So in 82, Lonnie Smith, second MVP voting, had 8 home runs.
Mm-hmm.
Led the league in runs, but also led the league in caught stealing with 26. Like, what's he doing? He gets that's the weirdest vote. Running was a big thing in the 80s. Like, everybody was enamored by the steal, I guess. 68 steals, 120 runs. It's pretty crazy, but that's insane. He did nothing.
It failed to mention his 8 home runs were over 500 feet each time. So
if you do total distance, he's pretty high up there.
He only had double digit home runs one time, and it was in 89 as a Brave at 21 homers, and led the league with a 415 OBP.
What year was that?
In 89, so 7 years later, he hit 21 homers. Never hit more than 9.
Steroid era. That makes sense.
Sounds like the Braves were giving them some juice.
Sounds like Barry Larkin.
He was on there with Ron Gant, so they had a private workout routine in the off season they couldn't talk about.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll give up my screen here.
Thank you, Corey.
Who's next?
The only one that hasn't gone.
All right. So for this one, I got to turn off the fan because I think I might get hit.
You're just trying to show off your forearms.
I know where this is going.
And so I don't have a PowerPoint either. If you're listening, I'll do plenty of talking so you can follow along. But if you're able to watch, I don't know if you'd really need to watch, but you can if you can. But as we go through here, try to envision what we're talking about and then try to think of your favorite ones. So
I'm going to close my eyes for this and try to be like the listeners.
Can I get my lighter out?
Where did my thing go? Okay. So for
we don't have that many listeners, Jared, so you don't really have to be like.
So for this, I have my 46 ouncer. And so mine is not in order, I'll say that. But I did my we didn't say it had to be in order. You're like, hey, give a top 10.
I
guess
think
it's
there's an
usually
order in the top 10. Yeah, goes
Well,
one way or the
Otherwise,
other.
it's just 10 favorite things.
I'm gonna go through what I got, and you can rank them how you maybe. Hey, we'll rank them when we get done.
Okay.
So
Okay.
if you want to write them, or if you want to not do that at all, that's fine too. So I thought of the top 10.
No, you didn't.
I thought of 10 people.
There we go.
So, and this is just my favorite. So this is like not, there's no statistical analysis done to this at all. But this is my favorite batting stances
I
plus
like it.
swings. So, growing up during the time we did, there's going to be a lot of 90s players on here, a lot of current, not a lot, but some current players, some 2000s players. I'm going to try to, do them as I say them.
Yes.
I don't think I can pull off half of them, but let's go ahead and go through here. So I'm just going to get
Just
usually,
don't hit anything, please.
yeah, all my valuables are in here.
Yeah, you have the
So,
recording, so let's try and keep the computer safe.
I'm going to go ahead and get the obvious out of the way. Most people would probably say this is number one or at least top
I
three.
went ahead and put it as number one.
Yeah. So, yeah, you got, I don't know, maybe his bat was a little more straight up and down. So obviously King Griffey Jr. made my list. Um, smooth, sweet swing. It is weird to me, and I've always thought this, that this is for pitchers and hitters. Lefties just do things differently, right? Or not correct. I shouldn't say right, I guess. Lefties don't do things right. But don't pitch it down and into a lefty because he's going to yank it for a homer. So many of them do that. Even pitchers, they're all, not all, most, they come with like a 3/4 pitch. It's just, I don't know. It's always been weird to me how there is just a different arm and a different side of the plate, but those differences definitely stand out. So Griffey debuted in 89. Quick rundown of his stats: 630 homers, 1,836 RBIs. Sweet swing, right?
Scrub.
What was that, Corey? Scrub?
Scrub. Yeah.
Average player. The next one I have is, and Cooney, I don't know if you did this because you're a Braves fan, but so when we were growing up, 1998, we've already talked about it a little bit. Let's see. So especially
Can
like,
you do the stance and see if we can guess what you're doing?
yeah. That's what I'm gonna go for.
Okay.
So
Because he's
this
doing
one,
Julio Franco down there.
yeah, Julio did not make the list. He's runner up. Sorry.
Oh,
So
what?
this is more about the when he's just standing there. And I even watched some clips of when he was in Oakland. I guess he did this his whole career, but it was,
Just gave it away. Big Mac.
oh yeah, I said Oakland. I mean, the zoom is probably a little choppy, but he did this thing with his bat where he just kind of waved it out in front a little bit. And then what I remember about him is it just looked like he was swinging a 5-ounce stick. Obviously, the dude was roided. His chest was like 60 inches wide, but he could swing the bat so fast. It looked like nothing in his hands and just hit mammoth bombs. Arguably the best home run hitter of all time.
Very arguably.
Yeah, argue that all night.
Yeah.
All right, what's your argument?
He's not.
Yeah. There's probably at least
let
5.
me give you a stat. I think this is still accurate.
The first guy you mentioned, I would argue, is better.
Per at bat, nobody has more home runs than Mark McGwire.
Yeah, because
Cool.
the other guys got hurt. They kept trying to play. McGuire's like, I'm done.
Thanks. So I just won that argument. Big Mac might come on the show.
Nope, hey, Big Mac, don't want you. Stay in LA or wherever you're at.
I don't know where he is. I was thinking about that when I wrote his name down. I'm like, I haven't seen this dude in a while. My next one is another 90s guy. All these guys are not all of them. Most of them are sluggers, but Cooney, you'll probably get this if you can see it. But
That's Bagwell.
yeah, Jeff Bagwell. And he had this thing where he would his swing was such an uppercut. It worked for him. I mean, go look at the dude's stats. It worked for him, but big old squat, wide legs, hands would drop, and then he would just uppercut like nuts.
And he
in
would
the
stride backwards. His feet were closer when he started swinging than they were when he started his stance, which is always insane.
yeah. When I was doing my research, aka I watched YouTube for like 15 minutes, he said he was doing that as a rookie or something, and Tony Gwynn's like, "Hey, don't change your swing." So he's like, "Well, if Tony Gwynn's telling me my swing's good, I'm not going to change." And somehow it worked. And if you look at the strike shortened season of what was that, 94?
Yeah.
Man, talk about a pace he was on during that season. Check those stats out.
Yeah, he was on track to beat the home run record, wasn't
If not home runs, the RBI record maybe.
he? Yeah.
With 110 games, 39 homers, and 116 RBIs. I
Yeah.
guess that's what's Hack Wilson got, like 190 or something.
Like 192.
Man, I don't know if that's ever. You never say never, but I don't know if that one's going to be beat.
I mean, that one year Gonzalez had 100 at the All-Star break, which is a little past halfway, and he wasn't even close.
Yeah,
He got all done.
I mean, you just have to have.
And your team's got to be.
You have to have a
loaded, too.
season-long pace that's outrageous.
Mhm.
To keep on keeping on here, another guy that's massively on roids. I don't know if I can do. I don't know if I can do him. I feel like he played for the Pirates and the Giants.
He's trying to do Bonds.
Oh,
trying to
yeah,
do Barry.
Bonds.
What? You didn't even do the.
Yeah, he's
Does he
got
do-
a
does he do
small
this
bat,
thing?
chokes up. He chokes
Yeah.
up a bunch. He chokes up a bunch. They keep going, and then does a there. And
Telling me Barry
yes,
Bonds chokes up
and
that much on the
and
bat?
he does a mini Sheffield.
Yeah.
Okay, I
There we
remember
go.
this. I don't remember there being 4 inches of barrel.
Well,
handle
maybe not
exposed.
4 inches, but
It was
my
a
screen looks
40-inch
good.
bat, so by the time he got there, it was normal for him.
But kind of same thing with Big Mac. The dude was so strong, bat was so fast, could hit everything to all parts of the field, yanking homers. I mean, you knew what was going on, why that time period was happening, but it was still awesome to watch. Next guy I got, Cooney will like. I'm not going to do him because I would blow the roof off my house. There's a guy named, I don't know if Brian was his brother or not. Marcus Giles played. He was a small guy. He had a ginormous swing, would swing out of his shoes. And I mean, he was a really good player until he decided to run into somebody.
Twice.
But yeah, look up Marcus Giles, big swing. I always like to cheer for the small guy because I'm only 6'1" myself. So when there people are small, I'm like, come on, let's do it, guys.
Did you say 6'1"?
Huh?
He's clearly lying.
Yeah, he's at least
Okay.
6'3".
Yeah, I like to tone it down.
Yeah.
Next guy, I can't do his swing either because I'd destroy my house. His boy is currently playing, but his dad is a legend.
Vlad?
His dad is a Vladimir Putin. No, I'm kidding. Vladimir Guerrero.
That took a weird turn.
Best bad ball hitter.
That's basically the point I was gonna make. The dude could hit
Anything.
in the
Right.
dirt, up at his eyes, outside. His ability to put the barrel on the ball is probably the best we've seen during our lifetime. The guy could hit anything, anywhere, and really could his whole career. I know he like basically didn't have any legs towards the end of his career, but it seemed like he could always hit at least 300. I could be wrong about that. I didn't look up his stats, but I don't remember him ever sucking.
Also had a cannon.
It was so
Mhm.
much
Yes.
fun when he's on the Expos.
A lot of highlight
Well-
clips for Vlad. I think you guys will get this one here.
Ichiro.
Ichiro Suzuki. I normally hate those. I guess I don't know. It's a Japanese thing or an Asian thing. You know, they teach those left-handers to. I don't know what technique that's called. Get a running start. You see
Well,
softball
hits.
players
It's like
do it as
slapping in
well.
softball. But
Yeah. But you can't argue with Ichiro's results. Maybe the best hitter of all time, and kind of like Vlad, could really hit about everything. Could they always said he could have been a power hitter if he wanted to, and he did have some pop when he wanted to turn on something, but usually he's just, oh, I'll get a hit here. He's like he's playing slow pitch softball almost, just putting the ball where he wanted.
Right.
So many hits. What's that stat about him? Like after his 4th at bat, he never batted under 300 again or something. Have you guys heard that?
I've not
It's
heard
something
that.
like that. Yeah.
Which
I
maybe
thought you were
could
going to call him Bill Jenkins for a second, but
Hey, Bill, how's it going? I know you're listening. So the next, I have 3 people listed, but it counts as 1. So
okay, Corey.
I got 3 spots left, but one of them has 3 people a part of it. So
you have 5 slots left.
do that math. Well, I'll make this one quick. So I don't remember watching this guy play, but I know I recreated his batting stance all the time, especially playing ball in the house with my brother. So
I'm sure your mom loved that.
Mo
she
Vaughn.
didn't. Mo Vaughn, dude. So instead of Mo Vaughn, I put down much less exaggerated, but I had Prince Fielder and David Ortiz. I don't know, maybe because they're fat lefties. That's why I did it.
All right,
I
cross
feel
those
like,
guys off.
you know, they also had Fielder had more of an uppercut swing. Ortiz was a better hitter, but still a big hack, still a big fat lefty. But Mo Vaughn, man, that big old dude humped over.
He finished with 2 hands, so he like really got into it. Ortiz and Fielder always finish that one hand real pretty.
Yep.
But Mo, man, that's
went
fun.
to the Mets and stunk. Curse of the Mets. Don't go to the Mets, people.
Yeah.
And your description of Mo is actually one reason why I had the next guy on the list. Current player, hurt far, far, far too often. And his name is, well, Mike Stanton. What's his name now? Giancarlo Stanton. So I love, he mostly finishes with 2 hands, another huge guy that looks like he's swinging a stick. And the power that he has to like all fields, you know, he hits 115-mile-per-hour bombs very often. You know, that's people's max velocity, and he's like averaging that on.
Just imagine if he used his legs to swing too.
Yeah, it's just like all arms. I don't want to do it, but
you need a bigger room.
I do need a bigger room. I have my desk pulled out to the middle of my room. Well, I was trying to think of a name. Jay Lee, when you said all arms, I had this guy written off to the side. And maybe Cooney, I know I'm saying like 50 names here. I'm sorry. Cooney, do you remember Mike Piazza swung like all arms, right?
He stayed very tall, but it was all upper body, very tall.
I had him with a question mark because I also have another list that is swings that I hate, and I didn't know if I hated his or liked it. Okay, to round out my last, this is my last on the top 10. He's a current player. He's also Japanese. He's also my pick for AL MVP. His name is Shohei Ohtani. You know, he's still got that kind of weird bailout.
He just hits it
Japanese swing,
feet.
And it's like, oh, that just went
very far.
Yeah. So I love watching I love watching that. I also have a note of anybody who plays without batting gloves. I love them too.
Okay, that's fair.
Real quickly.
Okay.
The guy swings I don't like: Nelson Cruz, Marcelo Zuna, Matt Holliday, Nolan Arenado, Alfonso Soriano, and that's all. That's all the farther I got on that one.
Wait, you don't like Arenado's?
No,
I've never heard him say that. He's always said that.
I've always said that. Remember the WBC? I'm like, I don't even like this guy.
I think it's unique.
I mean, the dude's like a 10-time All-Star.
It's like his shoulder and elbow don't work.
I feel that.
It seems to do pretty well for him.
Yeah, it works, but it's weird. I've got a few rebuttals that you haven't mentioned.
Okay, yeah. Tell me who I missed.
Gotta go Julio Franco, Juan Gonzalez. Very similar stances, but Julio kept doing it into his 50s. So it's crazy.
You didn't have to mention them. I'm fine with it.
Craig Counsell.
I thought of Craig.
You
Yeah,
can't do it in your room, but
These
Kevin Youkilis?
I got Euclid pulled up. These are more stances than overall swing, which is what you kind of
Yeah.
go for.
I was kind of going with my favorites versus unique, but I know I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I have one I'm surprised you didn't say.
Tony
but-
Bautista is always one of my favorites.
Where yeah, it's just like staring at you.
He just stared at you, hold the bat, and then gets ready.
That's a
And
pitch
then-
clock violation nowadays.
How do you not say Jim Edmonds in that?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Just
I
the
had
Oh, the
I had
Rake.
him there, but
Rakey.
he done a couple things I didn't like. One, on an inside
Oh.
inside corner pitch, he would jump out of the box and K. And then 1 out of 10 high strikes he would hit for a mammoth homer. The other 9 he would strike out on. So
I
he
also
didn't,
don't
he
know
didn't make the cut.
how you didn't mention our boy Albert.
I thought of him. There wasn't enough uniqueness about it to make me love it.
He always had the bat like this, and then it would hit it
Yeah.
across the Mississippi.
yeah, Brad
That-
Lidge is still scarred.
I always
Poor guy.
enjoyed acting out the Cubs in the 90s. And then a Lou got there. Lou was always fun to do too.
Mhm.
Knocking
Sammy
everything together.
Sosa?
But
Yeah,
Sosa
Sammy
was always
Sosa
fun
was
to
one.
do.
No batting gloves too, right? I thought it's so.
Lou,
Yeah,
yeah.
he used something else.
Yeah, supposedly used something else, so I'm okay to talk about him.
Yeah,
I've
and
got
supposedly Sammy Sosa used cork, aka it's on video, cheated.
you got Barry Bonds there. You can see him choked up. It's not quite as exaggerated as I was making you do.
That's barely anything.
No, everybody grabs the knob nowadays. or
Nowadays,
overloads the knob.
yeah,
But for being jacked up like he is, the bat
Yeah.
was so small in his hands.
yep.
Like he always had a small bat.
Manny Ramirez's swing too. I liked his.
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, that's good.
Oh,
I
oh my God! And Beltray always falling to a knee.
Yeah.
Dude, you're done with lists. You never
Did my
get to
top
do
10
one.
He didn't even make a
Sorry.
list.
he did. Yeah, he didn't want to do a list in the first
He
place.
just spent 10 minutes naming players.
Like,
Hey, I got
a bat.
10 people right here.
Fred McGriff
Yeah.
always enjoyed Fred's too.
You have 15 or more than that.
Who
I
would you
said
say
those
had
other
the
guys
most
didn't count.
vicious hack? Like I know some of these guys that we already mentioned, but who'd you say like that dude's just trying to hit the ball as hard as he can?
That was
Bartolo
Marcus
Colon.
Giles.
I was gonna say I would say Marcus Giles, definitely
Yeah.
in my list, and maybe
'Cause he was so
the last-
small, but golly.
and it
I still think it's Bartolo, but that's you guys are welcome to have your own opinions, I guess. The guy's helmet fell off.
No.
Well,
if
Yeah,
I'm a
but
pitcher, I'm
rephrase-
swinging for the fence too.
Yeah.
Not let me rephrase this question, Corey. Not people who thought they were hitting it hard.
And Andrew
Okay.
Jones too. Like I'm thinking along with Marcus Giles, but Andrew's swing was always massive.
hmm
Did Dan Uggla have a massive swing, or he just have big biceps?
Man, I just try to forget Dan Ugla.
Ouch. That was
Thank
that's
you,
why
I
there's
don't
one
want him on
here.
here.
All right,
later.
Dan. Call
Probably
me
my
never.
favorite swing, just sweetest swing outside of Griffey, though, was always Adam LaRoche. I just so chill, and his finish, his swing was just like that sweet lefty swing, but he was so chill in the box. Adam LaRoche.
I can't picture it, but that's nice name.
It's very nonchalant.
Yeah, he was like the low and inside thing you said. He just kind of dropped the bat head, just kind of whipped it in.
He was
Another-
a good hitter, man.
Yeah,
Another a guy that makes me think of one of the slowest bats I ever seen, but he also hit 40 bombs for like 40 years. Is Adam Dunn. He had a sweet lefty swing, but it was this fast.
Yeah. Well, he was just so strong. Find some Adam LaRoche picks here.
you want? Are you finding a picture? Or do you want to take us the outro here?
I'll try to find Adam LaRoche.
Well, I'm sure
pick.
everybody wants to see your picture of Adam
Yes.
LaRoche.
Look,
I know
mean,
I know an
look at that.
Roche.
look at that finish. It's his older brother.
Oh, I just got it in my head. Yep. I
Yeah,
got
just smooth, simple,
Mm-hmm.
like he's gonna fall asleep. He's the only first baseman I've ever seen routine ground ball 5 feet from the bag and get beat to the bag. So that was always fun. Like you just didn't quite know what was going to happen with him, but loved watching him play. All right, guys. Do you want to rate his top 10, 12 guys into a top 10
I
list?
don't
or
remember them.
We're just moving on.
Griffey's
Moving
number
on.
one.
Griffey's number one. Everybody else tied for second. I like it. All righty, guys. Well, that wraps up our best of the Rake Your Position podcast, with episode number 10 being all about the 10 best stuff. And we sing happy birthday to ourselves. So until next time, so next week's going to kick off June. We're going to revisit our award predictions. Some of us look pretty good in most of our categories. Some of us voted for people that are hurt, so it's been great.
Should
some of us
be on this podcast.
And we'll pick back up with a normal schedule next week. But until then, guys, hey, let's not forget to rake your
Raking your position.